favorites. He has time to throw, fires down the middle. It is complete to Gessner, but that's what they ruled it. They ruled it completion.
Well, that was
a fine pass.
That was a fine pass. He had plenty of protection. There was no pressure at all. And he just did a simple crossing route, about 15 yards, and it was real nice. As you can see here, no pass rush hardly at all. Nice pocket. Had all the time in the world to pass the ball, and he delivers it real nice.
14-yard pickup gives the Colonials a 1st and 10 situation now at the 44-yard line of Stony Brook. They split the running backs. This is the formation they like to run out of on first down. Barabo, the fullback, trying to get outside.
Allowed the fullback to get outside. I mean, that was a terrific job by Wright.
So only a 1-yard pickup on the play brings up a 2nd down and 9 situation now for Western Connecticut. They bring Lowenberg to the bottom of the screen, Gessner to the top. The up back is Baraboo, the deep back is Wright. This is Wright. He's got room. Across the 40. Very close to first down. Justin Wright, who likes most times, Ken, to run north and south, shows he can also go east and west.
I'm very, very impressed with his speed right there. It was designed as draw play to go up the middle. Instead, he cuts it outside, and it was a nice cut, good blocking, and just it was off to the races.
Wright is 5'9", 172, a freshman out of Laurel Springs, New Jersey. He picks up 10 yards on the play. Makes it a 1st and 10 situation for the Colonials as they're moving now at the 30-yard line. That time the fullback, Eric Baraboo, gets a little. Up to make the stop on that play was Eugen Gabriel, a defensive end filling in for Keith McGinnis.
Well, I'll tell you, the trenches are really, they're pounding each other up the middle right now.
Well, that's where you're going to have to win this game.
Well, it's going to be the battle of the lines right now. It's who can beat up the other guy better, and that's where you're going to get the yardage from. Right now, Western Connecticut's doing real well.
Picked up 4 yards on the play, makes it 2nd down and 6 for Western Connecticut. Lester wants to throw. Looking for Lowenberg, and a nice stop and go. Makes the catch inside the 20, inside the 15. And I'll tell you, the surprise right now is the passing game of the Colonials as James Leach had to make the tackle.
Well, right now, the secondary of Stony Brook is intimidated. Boy, they were backing up like crazy. It was a simple zone, and Rodriguez was backing up, and he had a lot of room to throw this ball.
Nice stop and go route there, too, Ken.
There was a heck of a pass by Lester. He has a real nice arm.
So they put it down the 14-yard line after a pickup of 12 yards on the play. First and 10 from the Stony Brook 14. This is Wright. Gets inside the 10. Justin Wright, who most of the time runs off the tackles, this time swings around the end. Gail Saunders, only 5'8", 156, a wide out. Made a nice block that time and knocked out Steve Brown to make that play work.
He sure did, but what makes this play is their defensive tackles are just blowing the defensive ends of Stony Brook right off the line of scrimmage. And that's how they're getting around the corners so well. As you can see, there's nobody in sight there.
They like to run left side, Ken, because that is their strong side. The left guard, Tom Feely, a very good blocker. They give it off to the fullback and down near the goal line as Eric Barabo cracks his way through there. Vincent Romano made the stop. Barabo on the year is averaging 3.5 yards per carry.
Well, that time they ran behind their best offensive lineman, Fritz Bolivar. He is one big man.
He has 6'4", 325. As they say, a growing boy, Ken, a junior.
I wouldn't want to feed him.
So here we go on 1st and goal. They mark it down the 1-yard line. And they give it to Barabo. I did not get there, though. He stopped. Good time pressure by the defensive front line of Stony Brook to submarine that play.
Yeah, that time they dug in pretty well. He slipped a little bit in the mud, which is going to get worse and worse as the day goes on.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and goal situation. Stony Brook leading Western Connecticut 7-0. 9:20 to go in the first quarter. Light rain falling after many torrential rainstorms passed through here through the early morning hours and then the mid-morning hours, too. So let's see if Western Connecticut can tie this game. Close.
I don't see any signs yet.
Nope, no sign yet, Ken.
Good job by the interior defensive line again.
They were running behind Feely again. Steve Brown up to make a nice stop on that play. So now, after 2 cracks on the 1-yard line, they go 3rd down. Right at the goal line. As the numbers begin to become obliterated here, Faribault is the fullback. He's the man they normally give it to in these situations. Let's see if they go to him. They do. Off the left side, and he's in for the touchdown. So on a 3rd crack from the 1-yard line, Eric Faribault carries it in.
And every time they went behind their number 1 offensive tackle, Bolivar, they go right behind him, and that time they got in.
Well, he's from Nazareth in Brooklyn, 2-time second-team All-Freedom Football Conference player. He's big, he's athletic, and he can run and pass block both. When you're 320 pounds, you better be able to do both, huh, Ken?
I think he can, yeah.
Fritz Bolivar. So here's the extra point. Joe DeGorio will attempt it to try to tie this game. He does not. Kick was blocked, a bad kick. Why was it bad, Ken?
Well, it could be the mud, it could be a lot of things, but that was a real bad play on Western Connecticut's spot now. They're 1 play. Here we got the touchdown again, but that 1 point could hurt.
Faribault punching it in behind the blocking of Tom Feely, the left guard, and Fritz Bolivar, the left tackle. We'll be back in a minute.
At Premier Car Rental, we specialize in replacing your stolen or damaged car. We offer free delivery of your rental car wherever you need it, home office or repair shop, and we'll pick it up too. Our courteous customer service professionals will provide you with friendly, hassle-free service and have you on the road in minutes. Premier Car Rental offers 95 and 94 models, compact to full-size, and minivans too, with rates starting as low as $24.99 a day. Ask about our weekly and weekend special rates. To reserve your car today, call 1-800-340-RENT. And remember, Premier service is no accident.
This year, spend more time, not more money, in a beachside destination that's becoming America's first choice for family entertainment, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're closer than you think, with more excitement than you dream and full of the value and variety that have made us famous. And now, for a limited time, we've got your ticket to big-time fun with Premier Resorts packages starting at only $99. This year, go half the distance for twice the fun. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
So both teams have handled the ball once, and both teams have scored. Posnewski on a kickoff return for Stony Brook. And Faribault going in for the Colonials of Western Connecticut on a short plunge. 7-6 ball game, a 74-yard drive in 14 plays. So Gorio will kick it off for Western Connecticut. It is a short kick this time. Bouncing around the 20, Herb picks it up. Gets across the 25 as stopped. So Stony Brook will go 1st and 10 from the 26, and this is the first time they've had the ball, Ken.
Boy, Ed, I'll tell you now, we'll see what Stony Brook does with the ball. But here we got the touchdown again. Boy, they like to run on the left side, and I can see why.
Yeah, that's their strength, the blocking strength behind the 2 people who are the experienced people. They are far superior blockers on the right side of their offensive line. So now it's Stony Brook's turn. Bob Kane is this lone setback at 5'9", 210. He's a junior. They got 3 wideouts to the bottom of the screen. But Schroeder rolls left. Has to go out of bounds after a pickup of a couple of yards, and that's a play that concerns Western Kentucky. They really fear Schroeder on a sprint out or a bootleg or roll out more than they do when he's in the pocket, Ken.
Yes, I agree. Here we got the receiving crew.
Well, Glenn Sains, of course, has set almost all the records here as a receiver. He is second in the country in receptions. The offensive line has a change today as Matt Bay is out and Mike Marcello starts as an offensive tackle on the right side. So a gain of 3 yards on the play brings up a 2nd and 7 situation. Again, Kane is the sole running back, and again they have 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, but it's Kane trying to go off the right side, and he gets pitched back. Good defensive surge there by Western Connecticut, led by Kevin Reed, number 54. Reed is an outstanding defensive end for the Colonials. That's a lineup that is very strong up the middle with the defense, too. They like the tackles. They're physical. The linebacker, Bruce Leon, is probably the best player there. It's a secondary which may be a little bit soft at times. Brian Rakowski is their main man when it comes to pass defense. So it brings up a 3rd and 3 situation for Stony Brook, as Kane did pick up 3 yards on the last play. This is Schroeder trying to spin his way out for the first down. Did not get it, though, as some conservative play calling there, Ken.
Well, it was a pass play all the way, but what happened was Western Kentucky came with a blitz, and Schroeder read it, and I'll tell you what, he knew he had to get rid of it fast.
Well, they do like to do that. They'll change their defensive looks, will these Colonials from Western Connecticut. And to punt the ball will be Arnold Schaefer, who averages 34 yards per kick. Back to receive it is Quinzel Barnes, a freshman. They blocked 4 punts this year, the Colonials. They get good pressure, but it's away. Barnes waves it off and just steps out of the way as the ball rolls dead at around the 26-yard line. So, Western Connecticut will go 1st and 10 from their 26 after a kick that time of 42 yards. Nice punt of 42 for Schaefer.
You want to try to field that ball, but he left it bounce a little bit.
We'll be back in just a moment with a 7-6 game with Stony Brook on top. Tackle, again running to the left side, the strong blocking Ken.
Well, I'll tell you, Stony Brook better plug up that hole because they're just running it to death right now. I guess when something works, you keep running it.
Yeah, so the other team stops it. Now, Wright is a 3-time Conference Rookie of the Week player. Started the year as a 3rd stringer, worked his way up to number 1. Averages 6 yards per carry going in, and had 5 touchdowns to his credit. He's got good vision, good balance, likes to get upfield, likes to swim upfield, as the coaches say. We're going to let him carry it this time off the right side. He loses the football. It is loose, and I believe it is covered. Yes, it is. Stony Brook has recovered. Wright got in the line. Ken, he didn't realize he lost the football. He was looking around and said, wait a minute, I left something behind.
He had no idea where it was.
Phil Pape was the man who wrapped up the ball after the hit and stripped. Pape recovers. Big turnover there. Gives Stony Brook excellent field position. They mark it down inside the 20 to be 1st and 10.
I'll tell you who makes this play, though. It's linebacker James Leckie. Watch him. He's the one that really messed this play. You can't really see it on the television screen here, but the guy he was looking at, he had him covered like a blanket.
So a good play by Lecce to set it up. Gives a 1st and 10 situation from the 19-yard line. Here's a little pass out in the flat. Doesn't go very far. It is caught by John Brady, who is only 5'7", but has made some big plays. Runs into Anthony Constantine out of Sea Isle City, New Jersey, up to make the stop.
That was just a little stop, hopefully to get those guys rolling. They sent Sains along, and then he started blocking, but it didn't really go very far.
Well, they're going to try to loosen up the defense a little bit with the run. That didn't do too well the first time, and now we'll see if they go back to the big play philosophy. After a gain of 4 yards on the play, brings up a 2nd and 6 situation. Top of the screen, a slot formation. Not that time.
Boy, another blitz.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, they had that smelled out.
Yeah, Bruce Leon was the man who smelled it out very well from his linebacker position. He's 5'11", 210, the senior from Half Hollow Hills.
I believe we have someone shaken up out there. Tom Delvecchio, I believe.
Delvecchio is, of course, one of the top linebackers on this Western Connecticut team. He's from Smithtown, played at Smithtown Central. Tom Delvecchio, number 1, 5'10", 212-pound senior. They'll take a look at him and see what the problem is. It is a 7-6 game with Stony Brook up by 1 point over Western Connecticut with 4:58 to go in the first quarter. A day where the field is quickly being chewed up by the rain. And Ken, we came in here knowing that Western Connecticut would show you a lot of different defenses as Delvecchio leaves the field, maybe a hand injury. Western Connecticut likes to change defenses. They like to blitz. They'll even use some of that Bears 46 defense.
Well, that's what they're doing right now. They're using that Bears 46. They're challenging Stony Brook right now to try to beat them, and Stony Brook hasn't done that yet. So they got to find a way somehow to beat it.
3rd down and 9 from the Western Connecticut 18, and this time they have the 3 wide receivers at the top of the screen. Kane is the sole running back, and Schroeder wants to throw. In trouble. Stops. There's a flag. Pass it intercepted the 2-yard line, but a flag was thrown as Anthony Constantine stepped in front of Schroeder's pass and picked it off, and the penalty will be against Stony Brook, so that means I would think Western Connecticut will take the play.
That was not a good, smart move by Schroeder, and you normally don't see that from Schroeder. But I'll tell you, they are putting so much pressure on him right now.
He got a lot of pressure. Then he broke out of the pressure, did a nice job of scrambling, but he kind of got trapped by his own people, his own blockers.
But now they're talking about it again. Here's a replay. I was wondering if he was over the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball.
That's what I thought, too. And the flag came down, but the penalty is against them. Yeah, it's against Stony Brook. They're talking about Western Connecticut. I believe the Colonial is going to take this play. I would, Ken.
Oh, I think so.
I mean, get the ball back at even to your own 2-yard line. You've turned them away. And so they are coming off the field very slowly, but coming off they are.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, past the line of scrimmage. So Schroeder threw an illegal forward pass. It was picked off by Anthony Constantine. Gives Western Connecticut the ball at their own 2-yard line with 4:32 left here in the first quarter. Western Connecticut with long march to their credit. The second time they had the football, they turned it over in a fumble. Let's see what they can do now. The fullback is 33, Eric Baraboo. And they'll let him carry the ball out of there as he gets spilled that time on a nice defensive play by Stony Brook. Number 27 to come up and make the play for the Seawolves. That's James Leachy, the man who recovered the fumble just a few minutes ago.
Here we got the replay again. James just come up and he stuck him real nice. They need more of this.
Well, Leachy's made 2 consecutive fine plays. He's 5'11", a 195-pound junior from Middle Island. Give him a yard on the play. Makes it 2nd and 9. They try again with the big fullback, Marable, who's 6'0", 220, a junior. But again, not much room as Yukon Gabriel, who's filling in today for Keith McGinnis. McGinnis, the top performer on that Stony Brook defensive line, is slowed today by a bad back. So Gabriel, who is 6'2", 220, a freshman, fills in.
But Gabriel's doing a terrific job. He's really filling in well.
No gain on that play. Ken brings up a 3rd down and 9 situation. The backs are number 22 right, number 33 Barabo. It's Barabo running out to the outside this time, and he gets out around the 11-yard line, close to the first down. Good. I thought that was a good call. Luke Posnewski and James Lecce again up to make the stop. I think stopped him just short of the first down.
Well, you pretty much could have guessed he was going to run to their left.
But that time he went outside. He'd been running inside. They ran him outside that time.
That's because Bolivar, he just had that defensive end buried inside.
But after a pickup, Ken, of 6 or 7 yards, they're going to have to kick it away. Pat Foster will punt it away. In the shadow of his own end zone. Low kick, but it's driving Herb back, and they'll get away with a beauty on that one. Inside the 40, Herb picks it up at the 36. Gets out to the 40, and that's where Stony Brook will go 1st and 10 from the 40. After a kick then of some 46 yards.
That was a clutch boot right there. That got him out of trouble.
Sure did, especially when you're back in your end zone and a wet, slippery football to handle, a nice punt. And most times you want a lot of hang time, but that was a good one. A low kick and a sail over Herb's head.
Well, it had a nice spiral to it, almost like a pass.
53 yards is the official on the distance of that punt. So Stony Brook goes 1st down and 10 from their 41-yard line. They now bring in as a running back Alex Londino, number 31, 5'10", 210 sophomore from Congers, and they let him carry the football. Boy, he ran in a white shirt who snapped his head back. Good defensive play then by number 78, Jason Mosey, the defensive end, comes in to make the stop.
Well, I'll tell you what, watch his stick. This is the way to hit somebody. See, I get excited with that.
Well, I don't blame you. It's a muddy day. You're the John Madden type. You always like to play in the muddy. A lot of rain, hot rock'em sock'em football, right?
You got it.
Go home, take 3 showers, kayak brush, get the dirt off, right? That's football. Give him a yard pickup on the last play, makes it 2nd down and 9 as Londino stays in. Schroeder's going to try to throw on a stop and go. He's got Sains open with a diving catch by Sains inside the 35. And there you see why Glenn Sains has 20 career touchdowns. He's 2nd in Division II in receptions.
Like, once again, Western Connecticut, man-to-man, they are challenging Schroeder to make that throw. And that time he did it, and terrific catch by Sains.
Well, Brian Rakowski rather made the stop. Rakowski's from Bethpage, but not before Sains made the diving catch. And really, Sains stopped himself when he hit the ground. Gain of 24 yards on the play. Western Connecticut 35-yard line. Stony Brook goes first down and 10 with a slot on the right side. Here's a play they like to run. Schroeder in trouble. And down he goes, back at midfield. Now, that's the problem on a wet day with a quarterback. He can't get traction, and he becomes a sitting duck on that play.
Well, another thing, you know, you can only run around and scramble so many seconds. And here, I think he just tried a little bit too hard to find an open guy. He probably should have thrown this ball away right there instead of coming back.
Ken, they lost about 15 yards on the play as Kevin Reed gets his 7th sack of the season. He is a sack master on this Western Connecticut team. Reed, 6'1", 238, a sophomore from Stamford, Connecticut. Put him back at the Western Connecticut 49-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and 24 situation for the Seawolves. Schroeder. Batted down, incomplete.
Wow. Nice job by the defensive line getting their hands up there.
Yeah, Dan Rowe was the man who made the deflection, number 99, knocked it away.
But you know what? That was a good call because the back coming out of the backfield was wide open. They're going to have to come back to this because it's going to pick up a lot of yardage.
Well, I have to pick up a lot of yards to maintain the football on 3rd and 24. As Matt Larson, number 9, comes to the sideline to get the play. So Sains will be out here wide out. Joining him over here, Matt Larson and John Brady as the 3 wideouts to the bottom of the screen. Londino is the running back. Flag on the play. Schroeder. Wow. Almost intercepted. Underthrew. And there was Anthony Constantine. Almost picking it off. Goes as an incomplete pass. Pass was intended for Larson, but let's see what the call is.
I think one of the wide receivers moved a little bit early.
You're right, Ken, and they're going to decline that penalty and bring up a 4th down situation, so it will go as an incomplete pass with 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. The rain has, well, kind of abated. It's down to a trickle now compared to what it was. Stony Brook up in front here, 7-6, but the Seawolves will have to kick it away to the Colonials. As in the punt is Arnold Schaefer. Quinzel Barnes waits for the punt. They get through that time and they hit the punter. It's going to be roughing the kicker will be the call there as Barnes walked away from it. We saw the good pressure. Now that's what Western Connecticut likes to do. Pressure up the middle. They blocked 4 punts this year.
But I'll tell you what, they're going to get one of these block punts again. If Stony Brook doesn't start blocking somebody, there was 3 guys that came free right there.
It was Gene McCrae, number 5, from Brooklyn, who hit the punter, Arnold Schaefer.
But again, you know, if you want to keep your punters,
that's why you better block a little better. Well, you better have a lot of punters. But that's a big break for Stony Brook because instead of playing the way on 4th down, they get the ball back in deep into territory now of Western Connecticut. They'll go 1st and 10 from the Colonials, still marking it through the mud. Should be around the 34-yard line. That's where they're going to put it.
Boy, that field is starting to get chewed up, and here comes the rain again.
Again. Or is it yet? But for Stony Brook, 1st and 10. To the top of the screen comes number 81, John Brady. Schroeder is the quarterback. Bottom of the screen is Sains. Running back is Londino. He'll carry. Gets a couple of yards off the left side on what should be the final play of the first quarter. Sean McCauley, number 90, at a new Fairfield, Connecticut, made the stop.
Stony Brook, they really need to establish a running game here and loosen that defense up a little bit. Haven't been able to do so yet.
Now, we'll check out stats on the first quarter rushing in a moment, how much they picked up, but they certainly haven't gotten much as the first quarter comes to an end, and we'll come back to soggy Stony Brook. It's a running back for the first time today, and he carries. Had trouble getting his traction, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all.
But I'll tell you, Ed, the defense of Western Kentucky is doing one terrific job. Here we got it again. Nelson Bowden did a terrific job coming in here, and I don't think there was any gain there.
Sure wasn't, but spilled by Nelson Bowden on the play, along with Anton Cole. Statistically, the first quarter shows how this game has gone. Ken will give us the numbers on that after this play. 3rd down and 6 now for Stony Brook. The bottom of the screen, you've got Larson in the outside spot. Schroeder has a man open over the middle. It is complete inside the 20. A beautiful throw complete to Matt Larson. The senior, 6'0", 170, makes the catch. First down with him. Mosley was pressuring Tim Schroeder. Schroeder did a good job to elude him then, Ken.
Schroeder really didn't elude him. He got nailed. This is a good job by that defensive end rushing. And Schroeder just stood in there. Oh, that was 78. I'm sorry. But I'll tell you what. Terrific pass under pressure.
Sure was, and puts the ball down at the 15-yard line, a gain of 16. In the first quarter, let us tell you that Stony Brook rushed for only 5 yards. 5 yards on the ground in the first quarter for Stony Brook, but they're moving 1st and 10 as they hand the ball off to Thomas inside the 15 of Western Connecticut. And Sean Bauman, 6'2", 260, a junior out of Newark, was second-team All-Conference in '93, then took last year off, but decided to come back and play this year. And the coach tells me, John Savino, that Bowman is a much more dedicated player this year. Gain of 1 on the play.
Stony Brook still trying to run the ball, but they haven't been successful.
Well, they sure haven't been. Well, they go 2nd and 9 at the 14. Wow, looks like too much time there.
Not.
Now the clock is down to 4 seconds.
I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was.
Little conversation going on as the Stony Brook team starts to walk back.
Coach Kornheiser didn't like that explanation.
No.
I do believe they said the clock was off by 3 seconds. I don't know what they said. I don't know.
You mean I was right when I said delay a game? Inadvertently. That's an inadvertent correction. That cost them 5 yards. Stony Brook penalized 5 yards. Puts it back at the 19-yard line. They go 2nd down now and 14 as Alex Londino checks in at running back. Thomas had trouble keeping his balance and keeping his footing. Schroeder has a man open down the middle, but comes down the left side to Larson. Touchdown. Matt Larson running free, grabs it for Stony Brook. And Schroeder can burn you.
That was a nice play.
Yeah, Larson just beat Adler LaFontaine, the cornerback. There you see the coach, a very happy Sam Kornhauser.
It was a simple fade right into the corner of the end zone, and I'll tell you, Schroeder just threaded it like a needle, right where he has to put it.
Well, you can see why, Ken. They get pressure on him and sometimes stop him, but boy, when you let him free, when you don't get to Schroeder and give him time to throw, he'll kill you. You can see why he's one of the top passers in the entire Division II. Came here ranked number 8 across the country in Division II in passing efficiency. Here's Brian Hughes with the extra point coming up. I kicked that too low, blocked. Still running around loose, but no, that's it. So the extra point, both teams have missed extra points in this game.
Well, you know what's happening. He couldn't get his footing. He slipped in the mud. They may want to think about running or passing the ball after this because it's really, really tough to kick the ball out of the mud. Here we got the touchdown again. And you can see Schroeder looking all the way for Larson.
Yeah, and he had somebody open over the middle, too.
He was wide open. Wide open.
All right, it's 13-6 with Stony Brook in front. We'll come back with more after this.
Fabulous Myrtle Beach, number 1.
Western Connecticut Colonials. Down the middle. Comes up short, falling on the ball, and he's down. And once your knees touch, that's it. And the up back that time, fielding it was Gerald McKenzie.
That was a bad mistake.
Yep.
He would have had some running room there. Here we see the touchdown again, Ed. You can see him. He's looking for him all the way. He's reading that coverage is what he was doing. He's looking for where the safety was going. Safety wasn't there. And
no, I mean, Larson was wide open. He could show him where he was going to throw it. It didn't matter because he had Larson breaking so clear and free by about 10 yards. So Schroeder now, 4 of 7 for 58 yards and 1 touchdown. Western Connecticut goes 1st and 10 from their 17-yard line. And they send the big guy barreling up the middle for a couple of yards. Eric Barabeau, number 33, the 220-pound fullback. Umbrellas are still up here, but it looks like the rain has pretty much subsided, at least for the moment.
For the moment. Until the next dark cloud, huh?
Now, let's see what Western Connecticut can do here. They moved the ball well the first time they had it, but now they've slowed. They made a change in their backfield. Vito Salo comes in, number 4 as a tailback. He's 5'6", 175, a sophomore from Lindenhurst, New Jersey.
Whoa.
Nice little razzle-dazzle. Running with the ball is Alan Bursey, who runs back, kicks, gets around the corner, but does not pick up the first down. As James Leach, the very fine inside linebacker for Stony Brook, who leads this team in tackles, came in with 61, made the stop.
There's a little, like, end-around play here.
Yep, why not?
Sure, try a little bit of everything.
Tough, though, to run it. I would think that play's a little tough to run today, though, Ken, in this weather.
It's very hard to come all the way across the field.
Well, it brings up a 3rd and 2 situation from the 25 after a pickup of 5 on the play. Like to run the big guy up the middle, and that's what they're going to do. Running behind the left side where they have all their success running the football. They get the first down as Eric Baribeau gets some yardage. Baribeau came into the game averaging 3.5 yards per carry.
When they have to go for some tough yardage, you know where they're going, Ed.
Right behind the left guard, Tom Feely, and the left tackle, Fritz Bolivar.
Bolivar is amazing. He just keeps driving and driving and driving until he buries his guy.
Well, they get out to the 31-yard line, a gain of 6 on the last play. First down and 10, 11:09 to go in the first half. This time is Salah carrying the ball for the first time, and you can tell it's the first time because he has a nice, clean white jersey. Let's see how it looks when he comes out of that pile.
He hit a good grassy spot, Ed.
He went down lightly, I think, too, right? So Salah picks up 2 yards on the play. And that gives a 2nd and 8 situation for Western Connecticut at their 38. To the bottom of the screen, also with a very clean jersey, number 6, Gail Saunders. Up at the top is Mark Gessner. And Lester wants to throw. Has a man open, has a first down across midfield. It is Mark Gessner with another reception. The 5'10", 160-pound freshman brought down by Andre Mays, but not before he gets into Stony Brook territory.
That time he came from all the way across the other side of the field, and Andre Mays had him in man-to-man coverage, and he was chasing him the whole way. It's a nice throw.
Pickup of 13 yards on the play. First down for Western Connecticut. Let's give him 14 on that to the 48. Told by Roy Pincus, 19 yards. Okay. First and 10. Time they make the strong side left side as they send the tight end in motion. Baribeau barrels off the left side, again going behind Feely and Bolivar. James Leach had to make the stop for Stony Brook.
Again, where are they going? They're going to the left. Stony Brook really has to make some type of adjustment here because they're getting blown off the ball on that left side.
Gain of 4 on that one, Ken. 2nd down and 6 to go for the Colonials. Again to the bottom of the screen, number 6, Saunders. Top of the screen, Gessner. Salo and Baribeau, the running backs. Baribeau takes it down to the 41-yard line. That time he got hit very hard by Ryan Maloney, the backup defensive tackle. A blue-collar type from Bethpage, very strong. And Maloney made the stop.
But, boy, watch this guy run, Ed. He is a tough cookie.
Runs well in the mud, too. He seems to dig in and get pretty good traction, Ken.
We call him a mutter?
You could. I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
It's a tough 2 yards there, Ken, though. Brings up a 3rd down and 3 situation. Again, they send the tight end in motion. They put him on the left side. Clark. That's where they'll run on a pitch back to right. Does not get the first down, though. A diving tackle by Luke Posnowski, number 28, the free safety, up with a big stop for Stony Brook.
Boy, that was a terrific play by Luke. He's a free safety. He comes flying up there.
That's one of the problems of trying to get around the corner today, too, Ken, in this muddy field.
Well, you watch Luke here. He does a nice job.
Boom, right at the ankle where you want to get him. So there was a loss of a yard on the play. They'll have to punt it away. Pat Forster will kick it. Chris Herb is to the near sidelines. Luke Posnowski is to the far sidelines. Angling it for the out of bounds inside the 20. It'll be a good punt as they splash through the water. The coverage team, Stony Brook, will go 1st and 10 with a 7-point lead over Western Connecticut with 8:12 to go here in the first half.
And here comes more rain.
Play, and Kane is the running back, and he'll carry. Trying to confuse him a little bit by the formation.
Well, Ed, you know what they're doing? They're matching up players with other players. Like, for instance, Sane has the same guy on him the whole time. So now they're going in from a different formation. They're shifting out, and they're making them run like a fire drill all over the defensive secondary.
Smart decision as the rain again picks up outside, and the spectators say it's a nasty day for football. But they're here. That play didn't get anything. Kane, no gain, brings it 2nd down and 10. Kane is a sole setback. Sains and Lawson are wide of the bottom of the screen as Kane tries to spin for a couple of yards. But you get a sense, Ken, in this game that the Western Connecticut defensive front line is beginning to win the battle, especially against the run.
Well, you know another thing, Ed, once it gets muddier and muddier and muddier, it's tough to get traction. So you're going to have two bulls hitting each other and nobody moving anyone.
Man, a team that has a stronger line of scrimmage physically usually wins this battle, and they can wear down the opposition. And I'm sure that Sam Kornhaus is concerned about his team being worn down by the physical size of the Western Connecticut defensive line. Gain of 2 on the play brings up a 3rd and 8 situation. 3 wide receivers. Sains is out there. Larson's out there. Schroeder wants to throw, getting pressure. Incomplete, but he had very little chance to complete that pass, Ken, because they really pressured him on that one as he tried to hit John Brady, the intended receiver.
But I'll tell you, Schroeder is so nifty on his feet. They almost had him again, and he eludes the rush, and he didn't have the receiver open, so he did the right thing. He threw it out of bounds.
So A.J. Schaefer will come on to punt. Kane, by the way, their top ball carrier for Stony Brook, 4 carries for 3 yards today, so you can see he's being shut down. Twin safeties, returnees for Western
The clip right there somewhere.
That's the call as they take it back into Western Connecticut territory.
Pretty good return.
Yes, it was, but it is all gone. Null and void, as they like to say.
Uh-huh.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Colonials as they will go from their 43-yard line. So far, the Colonials have stayed basically on the ground, trying to grind it out. Rich Lester came in the game with a 44% completion percentage for the season. They'll line up with a new fullback in there for Western Connecticut, Gagliardi, but they give it a right, and that time good pressure by the defensive front 4 of Stony Brook, led by Ryan Casey out of Paramus, New Jersey, makes the stop.
Scott Murphy did a nice job there, too. Real good job by the defensive line there.
2nd down coming up with that no gain on the play, Ken. Makes it 2nd and 10. Now they bring back the regular fullback, Eric Barabeau. He's in front of Justin Wright. Rich Lester is the quarterback. Here comes a fake end around and a throw by Lester. It's underthrown. Had the man open, the fullback, Barabeau, a tough play in this kind of weather. That's a tough play to run.
That is a very tough play, and the coach is over there on the Western Connecticut side is going bananas. He thought this was interference, but I think it was a terrific coverage play right here. He turns around just at the right time. You'll see him. Where is he? There he is. Watch him turn around right there. That makes it a good play. It wasn't interference. It was a heck of a play by the defensive back right there.
James Lecce has played a very fine game today.
He really
recovered a fumble, made some big tackles, and that time he made good coverage play then by James Lecce, number 27. So now it is a 3rd down and 10 situation for Western Connecticut from their 43. Lester back to throw. It is complete, but it'll be short of the 1st down, out to midfield. Nice catch by Dan Lowenberg, number 21, the 5'9" junior from Hawley, Pennsylvania. James Lecce again up to make the stop, Ken.
Well, watch his blitz, though. Ooh, he gets nailed as he releases the ball. John Harris was blitzing right there, and he came free and almost got the quarterback before he released that ball, but it was a nice job of picking up a receiver.
So Pat Foster will kick it away, but first the officials call a timeout by Stony Brook. So Stony Brook takes the time. As you see, Sam Kornhauser, very animated as he is talking to his players. And with a 13-6 lead, Stony Brook on top will take a timeout. Gets off a nice punt that Pasnowski is going to catch at the 15 and take it out across the 20, and that's where Stony Brook will get the football, leading 13-6. And both teams now having trouble, Ken, moving the ball after some success in the 1st quarter.
Well, as long as that ball is in the middle of the field, Ed, just look at the middle of that field. It is a mess.
35-yard punt for the punter for Western Connecticut, Pat Foster. So now it is Stony Brook with a 1st down and 10 situation as they mark the ball at the 21-yard line with 5:17 to go here in the 1st half. They slide Londino to the setback position. But Schroeder with that rollout. Throwing over the middle, has the big tight end open, but he dropped the football. Jonathan Fisher, who is the 4th all-time leading receiver in Stony Brook history, dropped the ball.
He should have had this one, Ed. This was a good play. It was wide open. It was a nice pass right out of his hand.
Good play because Schroeder, again with that little rollout, opened things up over the middle. They've had some success throwing the ball, getting people open.
Well, you know what's happening. I was watching Sains that time, Glenn Sains coming out, and he can hardly make the cut. It's so slippery out there.
Now they send Sains to the top of the screen. To the bottom they come with Larson, who's number 9, and number 81, John Brady. They put Alex Londino, the fullback, in as a running back, and Tim Schroeder as the quarterback on 2nd and 10. Londino out to the 25-yard line. We're stopped by Bruce Leon, the middle linebacker, who had, coming into this game, Ken, had 86 tackles.
It's good blocking up front by the initial blocking, and then where'd he come from? Oh, I don't know. That was a pretty good hit.
Sure was. Well, he's been busy, Leon. 86 tackles in 7 games.
Yeah, Leon's a good one.
So, Ken, there is just a short gain on that play out to the 25. Brings up a 3rd down situation. And 6. Keep an eye on Sains at the bottom of the screen. Schroeder, though, will go the other way. Has a man open, but overthrows him. Pass was intended for Robert Horst, 6'4", 185 freshman. But Horst couldn't get, I don't know whether Horst went the wrong way or what, but the ball was thrown to the middle of the field.
I think
he was down the sideline.
What happened here, Ed, is Schroeder had to get rid of it before he wanted to. There was blitz was on, and if you see the ball come out of his hand, it's awfully wobbly. He didn't get a good grip on that ball that time, and that's why it dropped the way it did.
Well, obviously, the game plan by Western Connecticut is do a lot of blitzing in this game, and they've done that, and they've done it successfully at times. They're kind of a defense, Ken, that's an attack defense. They make big plays, they give up big plays. A.J. Schaefer will punt it away. Fair catch is being signaled for by Alan Bursey at the 42-yard line of Western Connecticut.
Well, there's still plenty of time. 4 minutes of going to half, and they're in pretty good field position right now.
Yeah, after a punt of some 33 yards. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Western Connecticut. But, you know, they've stalled offensively, too. They've done a good job in Connecticut trying to move with 3:03 to go in the first half as Lester wants to throw. He has the man, has the 1st down. So Rich Lester with a nice throw to Mark. He's the up back, and Justin Wright the deep back, and they give it to Wright. Wright struggles very nicely. That time he got pressured up the middle. Good defensive pressure that time. Pass was intended for Eric Boerbo. Goes incomplete.
I do believe that was Keith McGinnis in there, wasn't it?
I think you're right. The big guy, number 89, who had the bare back. He is in now, had the bad back, and was expected to play very little today. Now is checked into the lineup. McGinnis is considered the best defensive lineman that Stony Brook has, a 3-year starter. So it's now 3rd down and 8 for Western Connecticut with 2:01 to go in the first half. This is Lester. Runs away from the pressure. Wants to throw deep. Has a man running open. He's got it.
That's coming back, Ed. He was over the line.
Over the line of scrimmage. You're right, Ken. 2 flags down there. A beautiful throw by Lester.
That was a nice throw on the run.
He hit Gail Saunders down at the 1-yard line. That would have been a 43-yard gain. But as Ken Schroyer said, it's going to come back. Because for the 2nd time today, a quarterback has managed to stray across the line of scrimmage.
Once again, it was Keith McGinnis putting the pressure on him. He had to flush him out of the pocket, and nice pass running away from him. Wow, that was good. Coming across his body, but he was a little over the line of scrimmage there. Nice play, but coming back.
So Lester continues to get better. He's been the quarterback for Western.
That's why it's so important to make this catch. Look at the momentum he has going forward. All the white shirts were behind him. I mean, this was a terrific play by Chris Herb.
Took it out of the 22-yard line and returned it.
He did that all by himself.
Jim Sharp made the tackle-saving play on that one, but it's down at the 33-yard line, so a return of 45 yards on the play. Schroeder with a quick pitch out here. It's complete. Running with the football is John Brady, the 5'7" sophomore from Ronkonkoma.
That play hasn't worked yet.
And they like it, though. They keep going to it. Because the clock now is a factor with 1:14 to go. No gain on that last play. So it's 2nd and 10 from the Western Connecticut 45. 4 wide receivers. Just throwing it away as Schroeder. Real good defensive pressure up the middle. Bruce Leon in on him. Flag goes down.
I'm not
Boom,
sure.
bang.
What was that? Was that intentional grounding, or was that... I was roughing the passer. I like that.
Well, you have your choice there, Ken.
Well, they were coming, boy.
Oh, they were. Well, yeah, you had very few blockers, though. You had 4 receivers, right? So they just blitzed. They said, okay, we'll gamble. We'll come hard up the middle. Intentional grounding is the call, Ken.
That 46 defense is causing Stony Brook some problems.
Talk about one that's effective, how that works.
Oh, because you're bringing so many people through every gap. There's not enough offensive players to block. And it's just, it's very, very tough to do.
So what do you do if you want to break it? How do you play it?
You have to have a hot receiver and get it to him right away.
Well, Stony Brook certainly needs a hot receiver now because they're 3rd and 25. And again, they go with 4 wide receivers, 3 to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Here's Schroeder. He has time. But he has nobody open down there, and it is intercepted down inside the 5-yard line by Adla LaFontaine from Brooklyn with the interception for Western Connecticut. The second time they have picked off a pass today.
Actually, this wasn't a bad throw.
No.
I mean, it's not a bad play. Even if it is intercepted, you got him pinned up way in the back about the 2-3-yard line. I mean, it was 3rd and 25. I would have gone for it also.
Pass was intended for Sains, by the way, Ken.
Yeah, well, they're going to go to the sure-fingered guy, and unfortunately, it was just came up a little short. I mean, a little long for him.
Well, that's kind of a jumping contest. You throw it up there and hope your guy can out-jump the defensive back. In that case, it did not work out. But as you said, it's like a tremendous quick kick.
That's exactly what it is. It's just like a punch.
So Western Connecticut, now the danger when you get the ball back on a muddy day, the foul up of an exchange, and if you bobble one here, you've about given the other team 6 points.
I think you're going to see running plays probably off the left side.
Well, in case you just joined us, the left side has been the strong side of the offensive line for Western Connecticut. They used that left side to drive for a touchdown. Very first time they got the ball, Ken, they ran behind the left side, 14 plays, 74 yards for a touchdown. But Stony Brook has done a better job, and there you see the Stony Brook coaches upstairs in the press box.
You can have 46 defense, attacking defense, and it's doing a real nice. They're doing a real fine job.
Tim Schroeder, 8th in the country in passing efficiency in Division II. The Stony Brook quarterback is only 5 of 11 in this game. He's thrown 2 interceptions. He's been sacked once. He's grounded the ball once. And so
unbelievable in those sweeps. He's always coming up. He's always forcing the runners, always getting a tackle. There was only a gain of 3 yards, and they strung it out real nicely here. And Luke came up and made the final hit.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 situation for Western Connecticut at the Stony Brook 29-yard line. These 2 teams battling a lot on the line today. They're both in contention for the Freedom Football Conference Championship and both in the line for possible bids to the ECAC playoffs after the season, the postseason action. This is Wright. This was a play that was not successful in the first half. Gets close to the first down. Does Justin Wright. Well, James Leachy made the stop.
You know, Ed, you know what they're trying to do here. Now, they did it 2 plays in a row. They're trying to get to the outside, but another reason why they're going to the outside is they've got good grass out there. That middle of the field, right there in that area, is unbelievably muddy.
Excellent point. You see a good block here by Eric Baribeau, the fullback, as he blocked for Wright. They're going to have to measure this one, Ken. They needed 4 yards. That's a play that they tried to go with the first half, had very little success with, and as you point out, this time they run to the driest spot on the football field.
I think you're going to see a little bit more of outside running from both teams, only because that middle of the field is really getting bad.
Being chewed up here because of the rain that came down last night, the early morning hours, and right through the mid-morning, and even at kickoff we had some rain falling here. So the chain gang goes back. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Lester back to pass. Little swing pass. Up, dropped it. Trying to get it out there to Justin Wright. Good coverage that time by the defense. Vincent Romano, the linebacker, did a good job to break up that play.
Boy, that was a good job. He had a man-to-man all the way. They were just trying to pop it over the line, a little swing pass from to the back, and boy, that was a great job by Romano.
Now here's the situation. A field goal try. The kickers have had all kinds of problems today on the extra point try. And now Joe DeGorio comes in. He is 2 of 3 on field goals this year, and he will try to launch one. It'll be approximately 28 yards. We'll wait for the spot.
But you know, Ed, look, it's actually green grass right there.
Yeah, it's a good spot to kick from. You're right, Ken. It'll be a 28 to 29-yard field goal. The longest DeGorio's kicked one this year is 28 yards. He has a decent angle to kick. It is good. And a happy young man is the kicker, Joe DeGorio, as he leaves with his third field goal in 4 tries this year. And that cuts Stony Brook's lead now 13-9 with the Seawolves leading the Colonials. We'll come back. Also, this game is sponsored by Sunjet. Posnewski inside the 10-yard line on a good kickoff. Flag is tossed. As Paz brings it out across the 30-yard line, but as we said, a yellow handkerchief was tossed on that play.
I think we got holding.
All right. That will hurt Stony Brook. We'll wait for the official call from the Zebras.
That looks like a push or something like that, huh? No, he didn't mean it.
They're going to mark it off here from the spot of the infraction, and we'll push Stony Brook inside their 20-yard line. All right, Ken, what do you expect from Stony Brook now that they have lousy field position?
Well, you know, the field right here at this area is pretty good, and I would suspect that they might come out passing again. That's what they do well. But, you know, you also got to get a ground game going, which they just haven't been able to do the first half.
No, they certainly didn't that first half at all. Now, first down and 10, the setback will be Kane. He's the lone running back. Bob Kane has struggled to get yardage in the first half. He starts the second half, does Kane. And again, that time he gets a little more yards than he got the first half, because the first half Kane did very well rushing the football. He carried the ball 4 times and had 0 yardage.
A nice hit by Tom Del Vecchio. Once again, there wasn't anything there.
Now, they're having all kinds of problems. Is Stony Brook trying to run the football? In the first half on the ground, they rushed for a total of 0 yardage, Ken. That was it. 12 rushes, no yards.
Wow.
And now they go with a 2nd and 10 situation from the 16. Keep an eye on Tim Schroeder. He has the wide receivers at the top of the screen. He has a slot formation at the bottom. Comes back out to the wide side and completes it. Looking to throw, and he finds Robert Horst with his 2nd reception this year. Anthony Constantine made the stop.
That is what I call a hot receiver, Ed. They came again with the blitz, 46 blitzing, and he read it right away, and it was just a plain in. And that's all it takes.
Well, we talked about the need to establish a short passing game, especially this kind of blitzing defense that you see from Western Connecticut. You're not going to get a lot of time to throw the football. So after a gain of 8, they go 3rd and 2. The Seawolves from their 24-yard line or 29-yard line. On the 24, the yard marker is incorrect out there. As Schroeder throws a bouncing pass. Schroeder tried to throw another quick one, but it was a one-hopper as he threw it to John Brady.
Once again, Ed, they came with a blitz again, and this time they did the exact same thing to Brady on the opposite side. It was a quick in, but he couldn't hold the ball.
So it brings up 4th down, and A.J. Schaefer, who's had a busy day punting the ball, comes on for Stony Brook.
Look at how nice and clean his uniform is.
You can tell he's a kicker. You got twin safeties back here for the Colonials of Western Connecticut, waiting at the Colonials' 40-yard line. Remember, Western Connecticut has blocked 4 kicks this year, but most of the times when they do that, they put 10 men in the rush. That time they rushed 9. Taken at the 35. Nice reception and catch. Running with the football, number 13, was Quinzel Barnes, the freshman. So good field position, sir. Herb watches it bounce around. He decides to pick it up inside the 10-yard line, and that is very, very risky.
Well, you know, it might have been risky, but you didn't want it bouncing into the 1-yard line. But that time, Ben Carey almost blocked that punt. That would have really been a big play. Just missed it by a hair.
35-yard punt for Foster that time. It's 13-9. The Seawolves over the Colonials. 7:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Either team able to dominate this game. The rain has stopped, but the damage has been done, as they say, right, Ken?
That's correct.
Ball at the 6-yard line for Stony Brook. They go 1st and 10 from their 6. They bring in Alex Londino as the running back. This is Schroeder. Nice throw as he completes the pass out here to number 80, Glenn Sains, his primary receiver. Sains came into the game with 49 receptions. He needed 7 to break his own record here, which is a school record. He now has 2 for the day.
Here we got it again. It's just a rollout pass, and Glenn Sains has been, kind of quiet today. I think it's only his 2nd reception of the day.
Well, they haven't thrown the ball his way very often either, Ken.
Well, they also have the best covered guy, Western Connecticut, on him, too, so that makes it tough.
Now, that's a gain of 12 yards on the play. Brings up a 1st and 10 for Stony Brook from the 18. As Schroeder again goes back, and he hits the wide mouth there on the left side. Completed pass to Brady.
Hey, there it worked, Ed. I liked it. That time it worked.
Well, that's about the third or fourth time they tried to. Down to the 4th time, and that time it got a little yardage. The quick pitch, again designed to negate the blitz.
It's a quick pass, and with the other 2 wide receivers have to block for him, and that time they blocked.
We've seen a lot of blitzing, a lot of stunning by this attacking defense of Western Connecticut. They like to attack you. They like to make the big play, and they risk, of course, giving up the big play. So after a 7-yard pickup on the previous pass, Schroeder goes 2nd and 3 on this one and gives it to Londino with a flag on the play. No room again, though, Ken. They stopped him, but that may come back, as we say, because of the flag.
I think maybe, I don't know. They went so fast, it could be on the offense. It could be movement again.
Dan Rowe came up to make the stop. Big 99, who's 6'1", 245-pound junior out of Ron Konkoma. Here's the replay.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I really didn't see anything happening there. I don't know what the flag's about.
Well, illegal procedures, the call.
Yep, some movement.
Yep. My suspicion they'll take the 5-yard penalty, I suspect, even though there was 2nd and 3. That'd move them back to 2nd and 8.
Oh, I think so.
So Stony Brook trying to figure out a way to get their offense cranked up after struggling in the first half, Ken. It's really surprising to see how little yards they made in that first half, the Colonials. And doing a good job defensively of shutting down the Seawolves.
Well, it goes to show you, if you really put pressure on a passing offense, you can really mess up their game plan.
First half, Stony Brook had 24 possessions, 63 yards.
Oh, that's saying it all, really.
It really is.
Yep. Good.
Yep.
I mean, let's face it. If they wouldn't have had that kickoff return for a touchdown, they would be losing this game right now.
Now, they're going to change, I think, the ruling here, Ken. They're going to say that play should have been blown dead before it started.
No, I think they moved it back, didn't they?
Yeah, they're going to move it back, but the play should have been dead before it started. See?
I see.
All right, there's the signal.
I see.
The procedure that wasn't quite kosher, huh? Brings up a 2nd and 8 now for Stony Brook as they go from their 20-yard line with 6:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. And they put a fresh receiver in the top of the screen. Dan Flores comes in. Inside Flores is Larson. Inside Larson is Sains. 3 wide receivers, top of the screen. Schroeder, under pressure, has to throw it away. Boy, good again, the defensive pressure, Ken.
And you know what else was good was the coverage downfield was unbelievable. They're just challenging them man-to-man all over the field, the second areas, and then they're putting the pressure on them with the linebackers. And I'll tell you what, that puts Schroeder in a very, very tough situation.
As Kevin Reed, the defensive end, the mainspring of this defensive line for Western Connecticut, was the man putting the pressure on. Reed came into this game, Ken, with 13 tackles for losses this year.
It's pretty good. I would say he's in the backfield a lot.
I would say so. Converted linebacker, outstanding talent, makes big plays. Kevin Reed, 3rd and 8 for Stony Brook. They go from their 20. Rondino is the lone setback, and there is the whistle before, just as the snap is underway. The flags come out, the whistles blow.
Wow.
And it looks like a delay of game penalty.
Got to keep an eye on that 25-second clock.
Yeah, Stony Brook having some problems now with penalties. Penalties not really a big factor in the first half, though we did have one that took away a Western Connecticut drive, but there weren't many penalties in the first half. But here in the second half, Stony Brook being affected by penalties, that pushes them back to their 15-yard line and brings up a 3rd and 13 now.
Well, I guess we know what they're going to do. Now, and I got a feeling Western Kentucky. Why do I keep saying that? Western Connecticut.
You're a Hilltopper fan, that's all.
I am.
Yeah. Back to throw is Schroeder. Has time down the middle. A little too far. Nice stop and go by Jonathan Fisher, the tight end, was just getting loose. Couldn't go in the mud. Couldn't get enough traction to get the ball.
Stony Brook, they got the matchup they wanted. That outside linebacker has to cover the tight end man for man. And that time Fisher had him beat, but they just couldn't get the ball to him.
So A.J. Schaefer will go back to work and punt the ball away for Stony Brook. Twin safeties for Western Connecticut as the clear begins to clear here, the sky clearing. Alan Bursey to the top of the screen, Quinzel Barnes to the bottom of the screen as Schaefer will punt it away. Nice kick. Waiting inside Stony Brook territory is Bursey. And he takes it to the Seawolves 44-yard line. Ralph Thomas makes the stop, but excellent field position after a punt of 27 yards.
It's coming back.
And it's going to come back because of a flag.
We have roughing the kicker, and I'm not quite sure if I agree with this. He was blocked into the kicker. Ben Carey again was coming and getting the best he could.
So a punt of 23 yards that time, Ken, brings up a first down and 10 situation for Stony Brook from their 18 with 4:38 to go this afternoon for Schroeder for 88 yards. First down and 10 from the 18-yard line. This is Schroeder with a quick pitch shovel pass. Ooh. Who was he throwing it to, though, Ken? You or me?
I'm not quite sure.
Flags everywhere. Officials say, wait a minute, you can't do that.
Boy, I tell you, these officials have been throwing their flags a lot this second half.
And they've been busy. I think the pass was intended for John Brady, number 81, the little scat back wide receiver.
I think I'm looking at the old Chicago Bears here. I mean, when they show they're coming, they're coming. I mean, this is an unbelievable Western Connecticut team.
Ineligible wide receiver downfield. Throwing the ball, an ineligible wide receiver, so that play will come back with a 5-yard taxation on it. And Schroeder was throwing for somebody he shouldn't have been throwing for. He says, here, you take it. I don't want it.
I don't blame him.
That's a street play. We used to do that in the street, Ken. So a 5-yard penalty against Stony Brook backs them up to their 13-yard line. You also get a loss of down in that, Ken, too. Makes a second down situation. The lone setback, Bobby Kane, who has struggled carrying the ball today. Got 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. Tim Schroeder, whose jersey is relatively clean for this kind of football day, is going to throw, or wanted to throw, and boom, down he goes. The sackmaster got him. Jason Mosley, with his 3rd sack of the year, the 6-foot, 204-pound junior out of Brockton, Maine, makes the tackle.
He did a nice job coming around the outside, and Tim didn't even see him coming. That hurt.
They haven't gotten to Schroeder too many times today, but that was probably the second time I think they got him today. Yep, that's the second time they have sacked Schroeder.
Well, that's the hardest play for Schroeder to see. He really can't see him coming from his backside, and that was just a real nice pass.
Well, that backs him up to the 6-yard line now, Ken. They got a 3rd down situation and 22, and Schroeder back to throw. Gets it over the middle to Kane. Kane driving, though, will not get the first down, but what that does, it gives the punter a little room to kick the ball.
I think that was all they were trying to do right there. They didn't want to be backed up into that end zone to punt the ball.
So it brings up a 4th down as Bruce Leon made the stop after Kane caught the football. They get it out to the 20-yard line, and on comes A.J. Schaefer to punt. Tell you, Schaefer's probably punted the ball more today than he has all season long for Stony Brook.
Been a busy man.
Barnes is the lone safety, the sole safety, waiting in midfield for this punt from Schaefer. The rush was on, trying to block it. Short kick will be down around inside the 10-yard line, curling up and dying around the 9-yard line, maybe the 8. Good kick that time. You want it inside the 10, and he did it. Don't worry about the yardage. You don't want yardage on that kick. You're looking for accuracy. A 31-yard or 32-yard punt pins Stony Brook again back deep in their own territory. And as the sun begins to break through here, you know Sam Cornaz is concerned about the fact that his team has had bad field position almost the entire second half.
They haven't had the ball, I think, even past the 30-yard line. I mean, it's really been tough for them.
That's right. They go 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line with Kane the setback, Schroeder the quarterback. Tried the little option that time, and it's a bad play because it's recovered by Western Connecticut. First time today they tried the option play deep in their own territory. It backfires.
Boy, I'll tell you, that is a real tough break for Stony Brook because they just give that ball back right on the 5-yard line.
Here it is again, Ken.
You know, it wasn't up. It slipped out of his hands. Slipped out of Schroeder's hands, and he just couldn't get the handle on it.
Dan Rowe was the man who recovered the ball. The pitch was intended for Kane, and that gives Western Connecticut. You got me doing it.
I'm sorry.
Come on, cut it out, will you?
I have some friends living there.
I don't have an excuse. So it's at the 5-yard line of Stony Brook. Western Connecticut 1st and goal, a golden opportunity to go in front. There's a handoff to the fullback, but not much there as Eric Barabo hits off the left side.
Boy, now a defensive line has to come and play football. They have to get under those offensive guards and tackles and push them back.
John Sabera again making the stop here, Ken.
There we see it again. Got to make a big pile. Can't let that back find a crease. You know, Stony Brook, that was their 3rd turnover
And that's the kind of situation. If you look at stat at the end of the ball game, that's the one that kills you. 1 yard pickup on the last play. 2nd and goal to go from the 4-yard line of the Seawolves. They try almost the same play again, only they give it to the deep back, Justin Wright. He runs into Eugen Gabriel.
And you know who else made that play was Jim Leckie. Watch him come around the outside. Room.
Yep, there he is. You're
Nice
right.
job.
Boy,
Real nice
He's been
job.
all over the field today.
He's been playing a terrific game today.
He sure has been. So that brings up a 3rd down now as they try to stiffen and hold him here, because right now Stony Brook is nursing a slender 4-point lead. It is a 3rd down and goal to go situation from the Stony Brook 4. But so far, Western Connecticut has not been able to move the ball. Let's see if they can find a play that works. Here's Wright. He will not get there. Wright gets knocked backwards again. Good pressure. James Leach, the inside linebacker, number 47, up with a big hit.
But I'll tell you once again, watch Leckie come from the outside and take on that lead blocker, and everybody else is there. Nice job by both of them.
So the defense inside the 10-yard line for Stony Brook has been outstanding today.
It sure has.
4th down is here, and now what do? Do you go with the field goal? No.
Nope.
You're going to try to get in the end zone. They'll line it up at the 6-yard line. Lester will throw. Throwing for the corner. Has a man open. Yes,
Nice.
touchdown.
Nice pass.
Whew. Nice catch, too.
Oh, baby. Now that takes a lot of practice to do, and that was a pretty good coverage.
That was a timing play.
It sure was.
And the man who was kind of forgotten this year, Gale Saunders, he was a starter last year, set a school record for receptions, makes the big catch for the touchdown. Joe DeGoria with the extra point try. It is blocked. We've seen that play today. Loose ball with the blower dead. So the extra point try is blocked, but you know, that touchdown pass from Lester to Saunders was a beauty. We're saying that Gale Saunders last year set a school record with 36 receptions. This year, it's kind of the forgotten man. Lost his starting job. Had 6 catches going into today's game. Made the